Welcome to my final submission project by Oliver Dyson. That is me. My project is titled The Galaxy on Orion's Belt, and my film that I decided to do was Men in Black. So let's get started. I had to get something to drink. This is my third take. So the summary release slide. Men in Black was released in July 2nd, 1997. The director was Barry Sonnenfeld, who did The Addams Family and Get Shorty. The summary of it is a police officer, Smith, joins a secret organization that polices and monitors extraterrestrial interactions on Earth. He is recruited and monitored by Agent K, Tommy Lee Jones. Some of the semantics that we're going to cover in Men in Black, because it is a sci-fi movie, are alien gizmos, time travel, space travel, natural order, those sorts of things. And that, moves us to the next point is that although that we see the aliens, I think that that is very allegorical and metaphorical for what the aliens actually represent. And in this case, it's very important that we understand that aliens are not extra earthly species. It's not just that. Some of the metaphors, the organization itself, the Men in Black organization, of course, represents the FBI, the CIA, the American government, all these different things, these shadow governments. Um, the aliens represent immigrants. Immigrants could be anything. This is the 90s. So, immigrants could have been people coming in from different countries, or, this is right before 9/11. So, all of these different things that we have now, the xenophobia, these are not as big issues, but they play a part now. And they make the movie a little bit more important to make some of these metaphors hit a little bit harder. Um, the allegories we see, monsters versus aliens, was good, it was bad, who fits under each category. Because basically it breaks down to how can you acclimate to the Men in Black's rules and what they've set place on Earth. The ideology of the film is the main ideology of the film is that we are all people, that we should focus on inequality, because although that these species are extra species or intraspecies, they are still people. So, gender representation, although binary in appearance, gender isn't explicitly stated for certain species. There are several examples of this. The bug, who's the main antagonist in the movie, the baby squid that was birthed by Agent J, and the male to female ratio that we see within the film itself. The bug is the main antagonist, and he takes over a male farmer, but he's often seen, or she's often seen, in more feminine approaches, because it is times where she comes to the rescue of like the little roaches. So you'll see her in more of a motherly approach. And the baby squid, although not named, but baby squid, the baby squid is a toddler that was birthed by Agent J. Upon him being birthed, Kay says, "Congratulations, Reggie, it's a boy." But from the audience's viewpoint, we can't possibly know that. This is a squid baby. It's a little squid child. We can't possibly look at it and say, "Oh, it's a boy, it's a girl." But it's a species. It's a gender. And there's only two or three female characters who have any importance to the movie. So the movie itself is very male dominated. So the sexual representation that we often face in the movie, the damsel in distress is what we get here. The women in MIB aren't prevalent and are depicted as submissive, helpless, or angry. Weaver and Beatrice are the only two women of story importance that serve any purpose, that actually push the story forward. Beatrice is the farmer's wife who needs to have her memory erased due to alien exposure. Agent K, being more cynical in his approach, he decides that he just wants to take it and wipe her memory out, and just, hey, have a good day. But Agent J, kind of being the young guy, the more the energy that the MIB doesn't necessarily have. He decides to tell her to change her life around. He tells her to go on a shopping spree and do something nice for herself, and redecorate her house, and something to show that she's become a new woman, that she's free of this abusive and unhappy marriage. The Agent J has come to her rescue, essentially. Dr. Weaver, although she's a doctor and deputy medical examiner, she is our Disney princess. She's our damsel in distress. A man, if had been casted in the role of a doctor, would have deemed more respect. Dr. Weaver does not get that. Two-thirds through the movie, she's kidnapped, and we have to watch her get saved for the rest of it. The third and final female role that has any importance goes to Squid Mom, which is she's listed as Squid Mom, who has no line. She's not even seen in an actual camera angle. She's only seen giving birth, which is something that women are supposed to be doing. With the race. So we move on to race representation, race equality or inequality. The first thing is the alien species, the use of alien species, the way that we have the different colors, the fact that they look like human and some of them are this and some of them are that. Uh, they're different colors, they're tights, different weights, all these different things. It blurs the racial lines that there may be. You can't really say that they're black or white or we don't like them because of this, because they could be an alien. So I think that that's a good job that they did there. Racial tension is replaced by cynical control. Representational racial violence that occurred in the 1980s. You see a lot of, in the 1990s, you see a lot of that. Some stuff similar to like the LA riots and Rodney King, just some of those injustices. More so, the racial violence is not a racism, and the racism isn't pushed forward. Excuse me, but the aftermath of that is the stereotype of immigrants. In the opening scene, an alien is dressed up as a Mexican immigrant being smuggled into the country. Ironically, it's very literal. This is just important because it's setting that ideology up. It's pushing that allegory through right in the opening scene, and it's telling you, hey, we've come to challenge some ideas, so we're going to show you, a few different things that we have going on. I really like that because that's a powerful way to open a film. Then we move on to Agent J, who is the only African American or person of color in the film, and I mean that by earthly standards because there are aliens who are, seen as less than or lower class, but by human societal standards, he is our only person of color. He's seen as rambunctious, unconventional, unprofessional, and impatient, which is not really the MIB material. So that kind of, he's there to challenge it. And although he's there to kind of add a little bit of youth and style to it, his conformity from street detective to company man, shows the limitations of what he's allowed to do as a black man. He still puts the tie on, puts the suit on, and he's ready to go. Class representation. In plain sight is one of the things that I wanted to cover. Socially, the class structure mimics American society as the different species live amongst society normally. As I've spoken about, everyone doesn't look like an alien. There's a picture that I actually used in the slide that's really important. It shows these different celebrities. Some of them being Sylvester Stallone, Whitney Houston, one's Al Roker, a lot of big celebrities during that time, all of whom are aliens. So although they may not look like a 7 foot man or 9 foot man with tentacles or a spacesuit, but these people are aliens within a sense. Underneath that surface, there lies a structural hierarchy ruled by the agency. So everything stems from the agency, starts with the agency, ends with the agency. Um, the sense of transhuman technology that we get, that we see, one of the first ones is the robot man with the alien head. So the guy who he guards the galaxy. The galaxy is an important part in the movie. It's on a cat's necklace. So the cat has it on the necklace. he's the owner of the cat, thus making him the guardian of the galaxy. When he's killed by the bug, he's discovered he kind of has like a thing behind his ear. His head opens up almost like a door, and it shows his actual body from the species of which he was in. So that shows, that that species was able to create androids to walk around and hide amongst humans due to their smaller size. Um, there are some signs of weak AI used to follow and obey commands, tell them what to do, give them new toys, directions, things like that. Think more advanced Knight Rider. The film's tech presence come from MIB's superior weaponry and communication. The sheer force and the knowledge that they can possess, the fact that nothing can hide from them and everything is within their grasp, that is where their technological presence comes from. Um, the impact and the canon of it. So the original was made in '97. It spawned three sequels. MIB, MIB two came out in 2002. MIB three, which came out in 2012, and MIB International came out in 2019. Uh, the second and third one were canonically with the first one, so they all followed Agents J and K. The third one is not. It does show a different set of agents, but that was more so to show the fact that MIB was on a global scale, that they actually did have this global presence that they were um, pushing for in the other movies. Um, the look, the famous look, the glasses, the hat, the black suit, not the hat, the black suit, the nice clothes, the company guy. They're not the first to popularize the black suit and the tie. That goes to the Blues Brothers. The film has made the look synonymous with secret agents, more specifically top secret agents. You'll see it in The Matrix or Doctor Who, X Files, all these different things. The result of that having grossed over $750 million worldwide. The Men in Black films have become quite popular amongst people, amongst the sci-fi genre, and they've been here for a while, and they'll probably be around a lot longer. I wouldn't be surprised if someone was to try to do it again. The only thing that would stop that was the fact that the last one, International, didn't do so well, and so I think that would probably be the only thing that had put a wrinkle in it. But that is my presentation. I hope that I covered some important topics, and I hope that I was able to explain them in a very articulate way. Thank you for the presentation. And that is all for today.